I don't want to drop it. I hit the wrong button. That's okay. We'll get more. But yeah, it just depends on like what you do and don't enjoy and stuff too. Like, I do fine streaming mostly solo. It gives me... I feel like I have more attention span for my people in my community and stuff like that. Let's make that was fine. The other thing too is if I do play with people, it's normally friends and family, and we're normally on push to talk, so that like, you know, I'm not constantly talking over somebody or they're not constantly talking over me, because like there'll be times when I'm answering a question from somebody in the community and they don't know that. So, you know, like it's not just all open mic and stuff. There's a bit of like respect for the fact that it's a stream, you know, which is good. But then again, like I don't know if like how well I'd go with like, because of how much I talk, if I was in an open mic situation, I feel like I would steamroll all other streamers present and make it that they can't talk in their own stream if I was open mic the whole time. So that's why like I go for that kind of thing. But I also am awake over midnight, and most of my friends and family have day jobs, so they can't be here, you know, to play games and stuff. But like RimWorld's a solo game. I have a super long objective with that. I've been playing one game for like 2 years, and I've still got a couple more years in it before I complete what I'm doing with it. Project Zomboid I'm still getting used to. I could chop and change that pretty equally, but I just don't want to... I don't want to play with anybody that has mods for that, because I haven't customized myself to the game as it is yet. And like, I'm a pretty vanilla player. I don't like adding mods to things unless I really feel like it like improves something worth it kind of thing. But I see you coming up here, mate. Alazi, you've got to get out of there. She's already poisoned. I love this. She's just like gung-ho down into the group. Mate. No, I need you to like not hit me, sir. There we go. I don't like where Eliza's sitting, but this isn't the worst. This is why this was taking so long, by the way, last week to clear out as much as we did. Because like I only got through this section and like part of the next area, but it was all still this. So let's see how we go. But fuck, it's nice to play it again. Because it feels like it's ages. I couldn't play last week because I was sick. And I couldn't play the week before that because we had no internet. And I legitimately don't remember if I played it the week before that. I assume I did. But yeah, it's been like a fortnight. I feel like any time when it's like a fortnight between games, it feels like it's too long. Like I sort of slightly forget how to play. Or I forget what I'm doing. Like the 7 days on Monday, fuck, I couldn't remember what the hell I was doing. It was kind of funny though, because I'm like, all I had to do was deal with Blood Moon. That was it. But Project Zomboid tomorrow, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned that my game might be like broken, because I tried a new save and my characters were still having issues with their action keys for like opening doors and windows and crap. So I'm hoping it's not broken. If it is broken, like I will like go live and we'll see, we'll play for as long as it will let me. But if it gets broken, I get stuck inside something, I'll just take this week as an early week instead. And then we'll hopefully have it update. Fuck, it knows if it will update, but hopefully it would update before the next time I play it, you know. I didn't appreciate that. Just doing an aerial attack to me then. That was horrible. There's maybe a minute of what you were saying. It's a phone call. Oh yeah. No, it's all good. Nothing really important. 90% of the time I'm kind of just rambling about whatever. If I'm ever like actively answering a question and you've missed something, you're welcome to ask what it was. If you can like prompt the memory of what started it. But like, yeah. I wasn't on about anything specifically hugely important, just kind of explaining like how and why like solo games work for me and stuff. This stream will definitely be here and there. that's really nice. This is pretty much what it's like. Like, on the average week, I have a little bit better voice with me. I'm still getting that back, so I won't be as croaky. I'm still a little breathless when speaking, so I should be a little bit better in the future. But, I mean, aside from all that, this is it. This is literally it. So, most of the time, if you just feel like coming and hanging out and having a chat, or just seeing what's going on in the game, or hearing what I've been up to and stuff, that's basically what I'll be doing whenever I'm live. It's kind of also disorientating when I come back from not streaming for a little bit as well, because whenever I take a break, I kind of, it's like a weird sensation, like I don't know how to be, even though I'm just being myself. But I feel like I should be doing something. I should be doing, like, more of a... Oh, shit, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I don't have a lot of mana for this, but I can set at least a couple of them on fire and we should head back and go get mana. Unless I've got some. Hold on. Yeah, I got some. I should be able to work with that. Hopefully. If you stream at night, I would definitely have in the background to sleep too. And possibly, I hate sleeping in silence. No, it's all good. I have that as like a standard thing. At least like 2 people I know sleep regularly to stream that I think are around. But yeah, no, I normally stream from this time, so 10 PM. Like at the moment it's like 10:30ish, right? But 10 PM, I normally am streaming until 2 AM. But lately it's going to be till 1. So, yeah, it's just going to be like that for a little bit. But I won't be streaming on Wednesdays, just as a heads up, because I want to dedicate Wednesdays to rigging my avatar, because I feel like I don't have enough time to do that. Oh, mate, I need a decoy and I need... There we go. Liza. Damn it, I tried to give her health. 2 dead Elizas. Like, she's 49,000 a pop, so she's very expensive to resurrect. I only have so much money. Ugh, fine. I did try to give her health, but she must have just got hit in the last second. But yeah, it feels weird to me not doing Wednesday night streams, because I'm normally like Monday to Friday consistent kind of thing, and Wednesdays are random game nights and stuff. But yeah, I need it's more so I want the time dedicated to focus on it, so I can get it made and stuff. Because yeah, I kind of want my avatar to be finished ideally before September, but that might be pushing it with all this various time I've had off and stuff. But November at the latest, or at the absolute worst, like end of year. I kind of want it to be done within this year. I have events planned for it, so we'll see. I'm also kind of looking forward to it, because I'm hoping it works a little bit better with Streamlabs than my current PNG tuber does. Because my PNG tuber used to work really great with Twitch Studio. Like, it was fluid as hell. And it didn't look like janky around the edge. This one, Streamlabs like cuts it out really shit. Makes it look like it's got like a lot of like extra like dusty pixels around it. And it doesn't. It's clean as shit. It's just how it chops it. Whereas I think I was just like spoilt for Twitch Studio as like a first program, because it works so much better. That's the smaller one, isn't it? Yeah. But I'm kind of hoping that because like Streamlabs has a dedicated little thing that like a plugin type thing that works with it for avatars, it should work better. It should be cleaner. It should be more naturally reactive. The only thing I've got with it though is that there's maybe some games I might struggle to be able to run it. And if that's the case, I'll just use my PNG to run those specific games, I think. That's all I'll kind of like look at it as. Also, you know, the other cool thing too is that when watching my VODs back, because of how I speak and stuff, you can actually put it all the way up to 2 times speed and not really lose any quality. I love it. Like I listen to my VODs back and stuff for like quality check and shit, finding out if there's like spots that dropped and stuff like that. And I find it really funny that I can comfortably watch it on like 1.5 most of the time. And if I really need to, I can put it to 2 and it makes no difference. There's just less spaces between conversation. So like, that's the thing. The other thing too is when I was sick, I actually, I was listening to like a few different like horror story things or whatever, like I do, like I used to like go to sleep to. And I found that some of them were just like too fast, like they spoke too fast. So I ended up slowing down the playback speed until like their voice was the right kind of like monotone that I wanted. And I'm like, why have I never thought to do this before? I could have everybody sound in the same kind of consistent drawl that I want to sleep to if I wanted to. And I'm like, you guys can fuck around with those settings too. Like slow it down, speed it up, all things. I do need mana. That's gonna be the song of the night, is that I need mana, honestly. This is going pretty good though. Like we've got probably 1/3 of this area so far. And it's, well, to be fair, I did start a little bit early because I came out of my countdown really early. And I jumped straight in, so we have got like extra time on it. But I need to have, give or take based on last time I played, I need about 4 hours to get to a waypoint, if not maybe more. And so my thoughts are, if I can re-clear everything and then get to a waypoint, like if there's dungeons and stuff, like I should realistically do them, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see based on how much time I have, because this week I'm not willing to go over 3 hours. My voice hurts too much for it, so I won't be doing that this week, and I may not be able to still do it next week, so it could be a couple of weeks before we get out of the Pandemonium Fortress, so I hope you guys don't mind like re-clearing it. This is one of the areas I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I personally don't really like Rust Docks, like Act 3 area that much, but Pandemonium Fortress is also, like Act 4 is also not super hugely my jam. I love Diablo being in it, obviously, but like the rest of it, like all of this area, yeah, it's, I don't know. I think it's because like these guys are usually really fucking hard. Everything's immune to fire. I can only use fire. So everything's really hard to kill, wastes a lot of mana, wastes a lot of arrows, stuff like that. It just takes a long time. This is why I said I'm really hoping I could kind of just like cap out a level tonight. If I can just sneak in a level, we might be strong enough that if I have to re-clear this a 3rd fucking time, then it won't matter. It will go so much faster. Like, the only reason why we're re-clearing this to begin with tonight is because last time I played, the game crashed after 3 hours, and it was not possible. Like, we lost all the map, so it's not possible for me to go back and re-clear it in 1 hour for where we were at. So, we'll see. Hell might be a bit like this. I did say that there will be a point of time where I'm a little bit concerned that we're going to have a lot of running back through areas because I can't clear them fast enough, because my character is like purposely pretty weak, right? So I'm going to have issues because she can't do a lot of damage, and she definitely can't take damage, but like I can't get better gear. I'm stuck with the fire, and yeah, it's just slow going at this point. Which honestly, the worst part of it's gonna be when I eventually get into like the worlds don't keep shit. Once I start going up against like Baal's minions and shit. Hopefully this time I won't have internet lag, because when I did Nightmare, Baal's minions in Nightmare, I was dealing with like fantastic Australian internet, and it was crawling. It was absolutely fucking crawling, and it took hours. I can't even remember how long, but it took hours to clear out the minions because they kept healing. Like, they give you a taste of what the next area is going to be like, and it was like hell. So they're all kind of like healing whenever I went through a portal and stuff like that. And they're all fire immune. And the internet was slow, so it was like every second arrow was an arrow being shot. You know, that kind of speed. Oh my god, it took forever. It took so much kiting, it took so many Elizas. So many portals. I used up so much money doing that. And then after all that, I was so excited to like finally go through, and we fought Baal. And Baal went great, except that Baal dropped a crossbow. I can't use crossbows, and it would have been immensely helpful in this area because of how powerful it was. But I couldn't use it, so we had to like basically start in hell fully handicapped. It's something. I gotta admit that hell has been probably easily twice the time frame of Nightmare, but I feel like Nightmare went so fast. Like, normal took me a while because I spent so long sightseeing. I was just like, oh, what is this? I love this, and stuff like that, you know. And I was like coming and going in like happy, what is this? There's noises, blah blah blah, and then back to like fighting things. And then by the time I got to Nightmare, I'm like, yeah, I've seen the things. Now I just gotta fight them. Move back from you. Where I'm going. What for this? It's not too bad. Like, look, we've got about not quite half the map. We've got about almost half the map here for this area, which is pretty good for how fast we're moving. The only thing that's slowing me down is having to go back and buy like more mana and more arrows. That's it. That's really it. I'm so confused on what I'm looking at because it's literally scroll through. Just click on random streams. I know nothing of the games they play. Oh yeah. As in, like, you're clicking on ones from like the side, or you're going into categories and stuff. But it sounds, if you don't know what they're playing and stuff, I'm guessing maybe from the side. But yeah, this is Diablo 2 Resurrected. It is a remaster of this. So this is what the original game looks like, right? And then I've got it in obviously like the resurrected form because I'm trying to remake my original character in this. I might just quickly go back and buy mana. I just go live scroll randomly and click. Oh yeah. That's not a bad way to find some people. It's kind of a good way to kind of just obscurely find people. I tend to find, like, if I like a game specifically, I'll go into that category, like I'll search categories for that game, and I will go and I'll click on random people in that category, and that way I know the game, so I can kind of get a gist of how that person's playing the game and stuff. But obviously, like, different kinds of like ways of finding people and stuff. I might still buy more arrows. Like, I'll sometimes click on somebody that's down the side if like their stuff looks interesting and whatever. Like, I'm happy enough to explain what I'm doing in this game, what this game is and stuff if you want me to. Like, I will generally recap over most of the stream what the fuck I'm doing, because like I'm not playing it the way it's supposed to be played, for sure. There's a lot of different ways to play it, and so for instance, I got a lot of rules on my character. So let me introduce you to Kelly. She is an Amazon, right? That's her class of person and stuff like that. I'm currently in the Hell difficulty, which is the 3rd difficulty that you can have. And I'm doing a whole bunch of quests and stuff like that to like finish through like the Hell difficulty and whatever. But you get points whenever you level. you get 5 points, and there's only 4 things that you can put them into. And when I had my original character, I had OCD when I was 12, really badly. So you get 5 points, but only 4 slots. So I would put a point into each one, and then an additional point into whichever the next consecutive one down was, until they'd all eventually line up and stuff. So my person is terribly, terribly weak. She can't take a hit. She can't wear the gear that she's supposed to use to, like, do damage, stuff like that. She's very, very underpowered, and it limits a lot of things. I also can only use 1 stash page because the game originally only had 1 stash page, so I can't use any of those. I have to keep anything that's got her name imbued on it. You get that for certain quests and stuff, so I've got to keep that, and I've got to keep this bow, which junks up my limited inventory pretty hard. Like, I can't use runes, which are these like grey rocky thingies you can see here. I can't use them in a word, like people do and stuff to make OP stuff, because when I was 12 I didn't know that those existed. Like, I knew that the runes existed, but I didn't know rune words were a thing, so I couldn't do that. I can use these charms. They help like buff my character and make her like a little bit more stronger or whatever. So I can use those for like special fights, but I need all my inventory space so that when I kill enemies, I can pick up the loot that they drop, so I can sell the loot, so I can get the money, so that then I can gamble to get decent loot that I can actually use from the traders. So it's a lot of killing everything, exploring all the map, picking up all the gear, selling all the gear, and then doing the best I can to deck out my person as best I can. Whatever I've worn and used becomes a hand-me-down for my helper, Eliza. She can only have my hand-me-downs. The actual game, I could give her anything. She could be incredible. But in this playthrough, she has to have my hand-me-downs. So it's something I have to have used to play, and then she can get it once I upgrade my gear. So she's really, really weak, but I'm trying to take her all the way through from the beginning to the end. She has died multiple times, and that's perfectly fine, but like, she has to still be the same Eliza when I get to the end. Because that's what I did when I was a kid, is I took her all the way through. I also only use fire attacks, so, you know, my OCD also applied to this stuff as well. It shows the best on this page, where everything's like a 6 and stuff. But yeah, these are all like my skills and stuff, and they all have to get up to 7 before then I can go onto this page and increase these up to 8. And yeah, it's slow going. She's very weak, and it's very hard. The other thing too is these guys, if you have a look under their name, it says that they're fire immune, or immune to fire or whatever, and I'm doing fire attacks, so I'm not doing a lot of damage to them, and that's what's making this take so long, you know. Let's see what's the pros and cons of having your stats even. There is absolutely no pro. The pro for me would be, as somebody that still has some level of OCD, it is pleasant to look at when I like look at my stats and it says 124, 124, you know, that one's the one that's odd one out, but next level I get, I'll even it out and stuff, right? That's the only pro I get from it. The cons are that, like, people have asked if she's like a glass cannon, you know, like something that does a lot of damage but can only be like fired once, can't be hit kind of thing. No, she's just pure glass. She's decorative. She really can't take a hit, and she can't really give a hit. She's not powerful. So for me, it's more, the pros and cons of this is that I get to make the same character I originally made from when I was 12 years old, and she gets to be a working version that I can play with and stuff. Because my original character that I made in Diablo 2, not Resurrected, but Diablo 2 itself, my character got hacked. So we need to move back. My original character got hacked, and they took her stats as like a level 90 something, they took her down to everything with zeros, so she couldn't use any of her gear, she couldn't wear any of her gear, she couldn't cast any of her spells, she was useless. All because I ran through town and somebody was dropping coins for somebody else and I accidentally clicked on it as I was clicking to move around. See how we move around like this? Yeah, so I accidentally picked up their coin and I already had money in my inventory, so I couldn't tell them how much it was. I wasn't willing to drop all of my money for them because I had quite a lot. So, yeah, they just were a dick. Yeah, it's basically like reliving my childhood. But at the end of it, I hope to have my purposely awful character as she is. Because, like, even though she got hacked down to 0, I did find another game where somebody was willing to hack her back to having points for her level. The only problem was, they watched how I was putting the points in and they thought I didn't know what I was doing. They didn't realise that I was doing what I was doing on purpose, and so they spec'd her out to be decent. So she's never, my original character never felt like my original character after that. She just wasn't really mine. And I always kind of like felt a little bit robbed of that. So now I get to have this character and she's purposely awful and she's very hard to play. And it's quite fun because it is so fucking challenging. And it's pretty rewarding, honestly, when I actually do beat bosses and like progress and stuff like that. It's been really good. But yeah, after I finish her, I'll make I'll have a break from Diablo for a little while, and then I'll recreate my second character, which was a sorceress. So I'll remake her next. And she's a little less OCD. She's still got some, but she's not as bad. I think the stats are still the same. The OCD stats are still bad, but like her skill tree, this won't be as bad. It won't be as awful with that, but the stats will still be terrible. So I'll make that eventually, but I want to have a break between this one and that one, with the view that we are not doing a one-to-one comparison of each other. If they're getting shit, have a little bit of time to, like, I never get bored of Diablo, but I want to have time to want to play again. You know, I want to have that want to make her. Because like Diablo 2 and Resurrected, basically it's the same game, right? It's just that, hold on, let me move a little bit further back and kill this guy. Where's my quest? Yeah. So they're the same quests every single time for normal Nightmare in Hell, right? And I'm currently in Act 4, so I've got 2 quests at the moment. But yeah, basically you go through and you fight like these primeval demons and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of like lesser kind of named demons and these guys and all sorts of different things, different landscapes and stuff, right? Like at the moment we're up to Hell, so this is like a demonic kind of plateau of purgatory sort of stuff, if you will. And the next area is like a snowy, boggy mountain kind of thing, which is alright. There's a lot of archers and stuff out there, so that's usually really hard because I get hit by shit at a distance. I can't just be like I am at the moment where I'm outside of the radius of getting hit kind of thing, so it gets a lot harder to go through that. But I usually get good gear going through the 5th act, so I'm looking forward to that and stuff. And once I finish the 5th act, that's this playthrough completed, and then I'll show off my other characters that I imported from the original game, which will be my original characters, the ones that got hacked and all the stuff. So that'd be pretty cool to show once I figured out how to get them in here. I figured it would be possible to do it because, you know, it's the same game. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna need to go back and get some mana. But yeah, generally speaking, I guess most people playing Diablo, Diablo 2 specifically, there's a lot of people that play Diablo as like an online ladder thing. I don't play that.
What do you need?
So normally like the kind of idea is to play really fast and try to be like the first one to top, try not to die, stuff like that. There's also like hardcore modes where if you want to play it, where like if you die even once you lose everything. Obviously there's seasonals all sorts of stuff, those just don't appeal to me personally. Like, especially as a streamer, I'm, as you've noticed, very chatty. So I'm constantly mixed focus of where my attention is and stuff like that. So I often will accidentally like walk into an enemy pile, like here for instance, and not notice it before it's on me, and like Eliza will die, or I might accidentally die, or you know, somebody sneaks up and they finally get like a hit on me or something, and I'm a one hit at the time and I don't know it yet. And so I would lose so easily if I was on a hardcore. I would just be constantly trying to repeat like the dead people, which is like Act 1, first area outside, first quest. Like I would be dying in there. Especially since some of the areas I've gone through, we had one area where I died for 2 hours straight trying to get my body back, just inside of a doorway because of how the enemies were, like how they attack and stuff. So I would load in and then they'd strike and I'd die, so I couldn't pick up my stuff. So that made it really hard. But yeah, there's all sorts of different ways. I personally find that like I could make a decent character. We could have a decent character and I could run around and we could be good and stuff, but like it's just a dime a dozen. I just don't see anything special about that personally. I totally get it for people that want to have a good character and do want to run it and do want to try to be as fast as they can and improve and stuff like that, but it's not how I enjoy playing Diablo. Like, I have a more kind of like relaxed method to it. I'm here for the sounds and the sight